Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.wordpress.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making tutorial. This one is in support of the Inspire.Create.Challenges blog, which I'm a design team member of. This time around we're doing a colour challenge, so this post will be part of that, to inspire others to use this colour combination to create their own cards or other card making projects. So we're working with Magenta Madness, Mango Melody, Granite Apple Green and Bermuda Bay, all very nice summery and bright colours. Okay, so that's what we're using in terms of the challenge. I'm going to use Floating and Fluttering with the stamps and the coordinating dies. These are in the January to June mini catalogue, along with this Happy Thoughts set, which I'm going to use the Thinking of You out of that, as there's no sentiments in this. So both of these are in the January to June mini catalogue and available right now in the online store. Let me just put those to one side somewhere where they're not going to fall over. And the sample card we are making is this. Okay, just show you how to achieve that. There's a bit of Winker Stella on those butterflies as well, and this is what we're doing. Okie dokie. So first things first, I'm going to just do a bit of ink blending on our background here. So I'm just going to bring in my scrap paper, one of the decorative masks and a bit of low tack tape, or a couple of bits of low tack tape actually, so that we can get this done. So you may have noticed on the card that I purposely did not make this straight. So basically it covers up any boo-boos, and you know, if you're trying to get things straight, you can guarantee they won't be straight. So I'm just going to do that, but what happens is the corners poke out, so I'm just going to put our bits of tape over that so that I don't end up inking a harsh line over there. And we're actually going to use our Granite Apple Green. This is how we're going to introduce this colour into the project. Just going to bring in another scrap here just to take off the excess ink, just make sure that's working okay. Although I think my poor old Granny Apple, I think it's in need of some re-inking, so as soon as they're back in stock we'll be doing that. Okay, so I'm going to start in the centre and work my way out, because I want the outside to be nice and faint, kind of working out to a gradient, and like so. Okay, so that's a little heavier than the original, but that's going to be absolutely fine if I just peek. So the other reason for doing that is that you get a nice little hinge on the mask, which means you can just peel up this corner and lift away your mask, and there's your background all done. Just going to put that tape to one side so that I can use it for something else, and that bit there. Okay, so it sort of fades out without looking like you've missed a bit, basically. Okay, so that's our background sorted. I'm going to leave that to one side with a white card base ready for when we put that together, so we can move that out of the way now. Next thing we're going to do is stamp the butterflies. I'm actually going to use the Stamparatus to do this, because I want lots of these butterflies to use for the card. Well, I say lots, there's 3, but in theory you could use the remaining ones that we have from this project to make either another card or a completely different project altogether. So hopefully that's all in shot. Yeah, okay. I'm just putting the stamp case underneath there because it supports this window while we do our inking. Okay, I'm going to use Memento ink, and we're going to stamp onto this square piece of card. So I cut this square that will fit on my stamp apparatus like so, which is about 7 inches square, and we're going to do basically rotate this round. Okay, and put one of these in each corner. Now as we move on, you'll see why I've decided to make this a square and make sure it's butted into that corner, because we are going to be using it again later on. Okay, last one. The fourth one is just for luck, really, to be honest, just in case we need it. Might as well use all 4 corners of the card while we're at it. Okay, so we've got 4 sets of butterflies there, ready to go. So I'm just going to turn that round and put this to one side for a minute. And I'm going to need my paper again, because we're going to colour our butterflies using blended brushes too. Okay, so what have we got first? Mango Melody is the first one on the pile. So what I'm going to do is add some colour to these butterflies. Okay, so the large one going in with the first layer of ink, going softly on this one, and then I'm just going to blend out that one. My stool is creaking like crazy. I don't know whether you can hear it, just as I'm moving around on the thing. Okay, so there's our Melody one. Now I would like to intensify that centre portion just a little bit. So if you just dab the very tip of your brush in there, you can get that a little bit darker if you want to. There are lots of ways you could colour these butterflies with the colours we've got. The Mango Melody blends have actually retired, and I wanted to use the same method for everything. So we've got magenta, yeah, so this was one way to make sure that you could actually do all this colouring with a single method. Okay, so here's magenta. Now this is a strong colour, so you just want to probably go a little bit careful with that in the first instance, and then add more as you want to. So just using the tip of that brush just to intensify the centre portion if you wish. Okay, and then blend it out. Okay, and then we'll also use our Bermuda Bay in exactly the same way. Okay, love Bermuda Bay, it's one of my faves. Okay, so again we'll just blend those out. Like so. Okay, so we've got 3 sets of coloured butterflies going on there. So far we've used all the colours. But what I wanted to just show you is, if you do this ink blending over the top, it kind of dulls your black ink. Now I don't know whether that really kind of comes out so well. It's particularly obvious for me when I use the Mango Melody over the top. Okay, so what we're actually going to do is re-stamp the images over the top. Okay, now we could have you know, blended the background first and then stamped the butterflies over the top and everything, but you weren't you wouldn't have got necessarily everything in the right place if you'd have done that. So, but this method means that we can overstamp our image and we know we're going to get it right. Back in the position, sorry, I buried my stamp case that I wanted to use as my support there. That was silly of me, wasn't it? Knowing I was going to use it again. So all we're going to do is re-ink our stamp. And just get that and just to intensify those edges. And in real life, it makes such a difference, really brings that black out from the background. It's really, really great. Okay, so there we go. All three of those are all done. Let's just get this away and then I'll show you a little bit. I'll bring it closer to the camera so that you can see. Well, hopefully it came out on the camera. I hope it did, because in real life this really does make a massive difference to the sharpness of that outline. Okay, I'm going to add some wink to these as well before we do all the die cutting. Probably should have waited a little longer for that ink to dry. But you'll have more time when you're doing your own creations. Because it's water based, it will pick up ink colour. So just bear that in mind when you are making yours. So that's picked up a little bit of the pink on that. There we are. Beautiful. Right, so now what we're going to do is do a bit of die cutting. Okay, so in the die set there are these 3 dies that will cut out our butterflies individually. Okay, now what I have found though is that these sort of overlap somewhat. So if I cut this one, it overlaps this bottom butterfly a little bit, so you end up with a little wing missing. So if I bring in this one, whether you can see that there's just a little chunk missing out of that wing there. So it's something to bear in mind when you're planning your project. So basically what I'm saying is, if we die cut this big pink one, this one isn't going to end up being used because it's going to be damaged. So just something to bear in mind when you're using your project. So to make life easier, I'm actually going to separate these out so that we can run things through the die cut machine at the same time, because it won't go through in that large piece anyway. And we've got some spares in case we need them. So I had a large Bermuda one on my original sample. Let's go for magenta on this one. So on when I did my sample, I basically cut out all the butterflies that I could from the card, so I've got some left over. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to cut the ones that I want for the project. So the flat one was mango on the other one, so we'll have the flat one as Bermuda, just to sort of mix it up. I just want to do it differently, that's all, just so that you get a different look with the same products basically. And then this one will be our mango one. Okay, so all we need to do now is just run those through our die cut machine. Okay, and because I've cut it up, we're going to be able to get all of those done in one go. Okay, so just wind that through. These of course will fit through the mini, but of course you may not be able to do them all at the same time like I'm doing right now with my big boss, my big Stampin' Up cutting emboss. So if we just peel away those from their papers, and then yeah, we could go on and die cut some more from those should we wish to. So we'll just pop those out. These are ready for our project. Okie dokie. The next thing we want to do is stamp our sentiment. Okay, so let's just move those to one side just for a moment. So I've just got a scrap of white cardstock there, and I've got my Thinking of You sentiment from that Happy Thoughts set. Just going to stamp down. Oh, never mind, it might be okay. Oh yeah, it's fine. There we go. That's why you stamp first and then die cut. Okay. Another bit of low-tech tape. So we're going to position this die. This is from the Floating and Fluttering set as well. So just get that where we want it. There, looks alright to me. And again, we'll just run that through the die cut machine. Large open dies like that tend to make a bit of a noise when they go through the machine. I'm not entirely sure why. It's just the way they work, I think. Just the way the pressure works or something. There we are. And there we have it. Right, so that I think is all of our die cutting and stuff that we need to do. So we've got butterflies, we've got our sentiment, got our background panel. Right, lovely. Just want to add some ribbon to the back of this now, just to frilly it up. My beloved polka dot tool has retired. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I just love this ribbon. Use it ever such a lot, and those of you who've been watching my channel for some time will know that. This is almost at the end. Look, see, the red tape is just starting to appear there. That's going to run out very shortly. But I've not. We have refills for those, so and they're very easy to change. So I'm just going to wrap some of this tulle around here. She says. Oh, may have left that a bit short. Should do it on the other side, just to make it different again. I didn't do it evenly, obviously. Okay. So I'm just going to tie that in a knot. So yes, I am going to miss this ribbon a lot. A lot. Just think it's a really nice ribbon to add to a project that'll add texture without don't stick your card stuck to your desk. It's funny. Oh man, I don't know why I thought that would come up a bit easier than I thought it would. But anyway, it's fine. It'll be fine when it's stuck down. So we're going to attach this to our card base. Just white on white. Okay, and then cut down our ribbon. Like so. You can mess about with your knot, trim it down again once we're done. The sentiment, we're going to use our larger, what are these called? Dimensionals. Because it's going to sit either side of the ribbon, so it'll just raise it over that and help it stick down. So let's have that. So I offset the original, so if we offset this one as well, and then you can decide which you prefer, the one to the left or the one to the right. Yeah, because I always like to make you choose which ones you like, right? Okay. So this little guy kind of looks like he's landing, you see. So I just used some steel. I don't think steel would work very well. Some seal there just to make that look like it's going to land on that sentiment there. This guy is going to have a bit of seal and a mini dimensional, which I'm going to put towards the lower part of his body there, so that I can just tuck it over the corner there. So the seal will stick it to the topper, and the dimensional will support it. Then this chap is going to be floating off, floating and fluttering off over here. Voila. Fun, like it. Okay, might trim those little bits a little shorter, I think. There we are. Happy now. So there we are. Here's the original, which I did do the extra bit of tulle on this one as well. So what do you think? Bit of variation there, bit of a boo-boo with my crease there, but it's fine. I'll stick it down again in a minute. That's what you get, live crafting, man. Okay, how do you think I did with the colour challenge? I reckon that's all right. And we've got a couple of cards there along the same theme. So do check out the description. Please do pop along to the corresponding blog post. There'll be links to all the other design team members projects as well there. So do have a look, and if you fancy giving it a go, we'd love to see what you make with these wonderful springy colours. Okay, take care everybody. Have a good week. Bye.